What is going on, YouTube? Joseph from H2O Plants, and today is another Water Change Wednesday. This time, we're just getting ready to go to the Aquatic Experience. We leave tomorrow night, and we shall be there. If you're not familiar with what the Aquatic Experience is, it is going to be, essentially an aquarium convention of both salt and fresh water and other aquatic items, I guess. I've never been. It sounds pretty cool. I've seen some videos from last year, and if you're going there, make sure you stop by and say hello. I will be most likely at the aquascaping booth and also the YouTube booth, so be sure to come check us out. Also, I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments. Cut my hair. No longer have the man bun. Man bun is gone, and my old haircut that I used to have is back. So, boom. I'm just sharing to Facebook. Alright, so, what's up everybody? JW Aquarium, Keaton Gaming, FPS Aquatics, Dave, Johnny, Jenny, what's going on? Yeah, RIP, Man Bun, looking great. Thank you, Mabuna King. So yeah, this is the old style haircut that I had before I started growing out the Man Bun. I was gonna, so real quick before I get into what I wanted to talk about today, is the real reason why I was growing out the hair was two reasons. One, my father, who passed away a couple of years ago, he had a really long ponytail. It was down to his butt. So I want to kind of honor him by growing out my hair, because he always said, why don't you grow out your hair? And I was like, nope, don't want to do that. And after he passed, I said, you know what, I'll grow it out just to see what it looks like. So I wanted to grow it out to just be about chin level, and I didn't really like the way it looked, you know, like style-wise. It was difficult to style, pain in the butt, and all that. So I then set the goal, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow it long enough to be able to donate it to people, you know, like Locks for Love or whatever it's called. When I measured it today, it was only 5 inches, and they need a minimum of 10 inches. So I was like, yeah, no, that's going to take another year, and I'm sick and tired of the man bun now, so I had to remove it, unfortunately. Maybe sometime in the future we'll do it, but who knows. So, that's why the man bun's gone. Secondly, if you're going to the Aquatic Experience, beard is going to be a bit shorter most likely. I'll be wearing Got Plant shirt with H2O Plants on the back. You'll be able to easily pick me out, I'm sure. But no man bun. So if you're looking for man bun, you won't find me. For all the questions, I will get to the questions in just a moment. But I wanted to go over 2 things on the website plus the sale. So, well, the sale and one of the things on the website kind of goes together. But if you're on YouTube, I'm going to show you on my screen. If you're watching on Instagram, because we are streaming on Instagram, head on over to YouTube, and you guys can see what I'm sharing on my screen. So I'm going to go to my screen cap real quick so I can show you guys 2 things on the website, just so people know that it's there. So let's go here, and boom, there we go. Okay, so this is the website. A couple of things here. One, I put this little tab over here on the left-hand side. It says potted plants, buy 2, get 1. So what this is this is actually just this weekend sale. It may go longer, it may not. It really depends on what we have in stock. But all these plants, there's I think about 12 of them, 13, 15 of them, are all on sale. Buy 2, get 1 free of any kind there, so you can mix and match. And basically, I just need to clear out my inventory because I have so many potted plants, and I have all the plants coming in for the plant pack next week. So I just need to get all these out. These will ship out on Tuesday when we get back from the Aquatic Experience. So if you order, you can do that. Now, how do you do that? I'm going to show you just so people don't miss out. You put 2 or however many, and you still get a percentage discount too for the multiples that you buy. So let's go to checkout. I added 2 to my cart. Now what it's going to do is it's going to pop up here. You got to give it a second. It's going to give you this list. These are all the potted plants, and you could click here to browse all the choices, and you see they're all here free. Now, of course, you could, if you wanted to, you could get a medium plant or a small plant as well. I don't have it configured to exclude other variation types, but I mean, the potteds are usually the best looking and the best for their size. So I would go with potted, and then you just add to cart. And then what it'll do is it will automatically add that. And the one that is, I believe, the cheapest will be the free one. So some pots are $10, $12. It depends on the plant. And yeah, so that's what it's going to look like. If you, though, however, order multiple, so let's say you order 4 of a potted plant, you're going to get another choice to add another free plant to your cart, or at least it should, I think. Maybe. Is it going to make me look like a liar right now? I think it is. If I add 5? It did it for me before. Maybe not. Maybe it's being sluggish. I don't know. Before, I thought it gave me a choice. Actually, no. Maybe it's just one. Actually, no. It is just 1. That's right. It's once per order. But let me see. Just a test. Yeah. I think that's it. But you get the idea. You get a free potted plant out of the deal. Also, I wanted to go over the rewards programs real quick. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can click here on rewards. We're going to log in. Everybody's going to see my personal email, whatever. So these are just oh no, that's my old address. That doesn't matter. Don't care. Okay, so we'll go back here. So you're going to click here for the rewards program. And what you can see here is you could actually, this is how the rewards program works, this little thing right here. You essentially incur 10% of all your purchases you get back in rewards points if you sign up. And you could click here to see what else you could do to earn more trimming points. So you could share us on Facebook, share us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter. You could enter in your birthday and you'll get it $10 automatically. You could like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and just sign up for the rewards program. If you sign up and do all those things, you automatically get $5 off, or you could redeem $5 worth of points. And then you could also keep track of everything here. And then when you click on rewards, you can go right here and you could see, once you have enough rewards, you can buy all these different markers here essentially. So you get $75 off if you have 7,500 points. So there's that. But also down at the bottom is your referral code, which a lot of people don't know about. And you can essentially share this link with people, and they automatically will get a 10% off applied to their order, and you get 500 trimming points, which is the equivalent of $5. So it's really good. I think you guys should definitely check it out. Use the rewards program if you didn't know about it already. It's really useful. I find it's a good value. And yeah, there will also be a website redesign coming very soon. As you can see, I cleaned up a lot of pictures. There's still some more to be done, but yeah, it'll be going good, pretty cool. And let's go back over to Facecam. Boom, and there you go. So that's the rewards program. That's the special that you guys can go take care of, and yeah. I noticed that actually, let me go back over here real quick to some of the comments, and then I'll eventually get to yours. Let's see. What up, Tori? Cut that beard. Man-bun was for Williamsburg, Brooklyn. What is the sale, my man? I just went over it. Let's see. Man-bun, gear knob for knob. Damn. I'm not. Hey, I like the man-bun. The problem with it is, it was annoying because my head felt like it was being pulled backwards, and also like my hair started getting really tangly. And I mean, listen, I don't like that. All right, I know girls sit there, they comb it out. I don't have time to sit there and comb out my hair. So, yeah, doing an aquascape tank for Neon Tetris for 500 subscribers. Nice, JWs. I made a first purchase yesterday, but if you need some help, I might be doubled down. Oh, well, I do need help. I need all these potted plants cleared out. So if you want potted plants, take advantage of the sale. Buy 2, get 1 free, and clean these out, because I really need to empty the tank space next week. So Brian says he remembers when I didn't have a beard. That is right. Making a website is expensive. It is. What's up, Victor? What's up, Famous Jones? Susie Q likes my story about why I was growing out my hair. Thank you, Susie. Could have used 4 inches from your beard. This is this is true. Locks of Love makes the people pay. Find a local organization. Well, yeah, I just wanted to donate it to some organization, but I think all of them is like you need at least 10 inches or something. I have a Fluval Flex 15 gallon and a Fluval Edge 5 gallon. How many dwarf 4-leaf clover plants do you think I'll need? Well, I actually, if you're looking right here, this is a Fluval Flex 15 gallon, and I actually threw a small patch in there because I want to see how it works with that tank. That tank has, you actually probably can't tell from there. If you saw Instagram stories the other day, you would know what's in there, but you can't see it, so I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but that is an experiment slash future project that I'm working on right now. So, I would say if you're going to buy 4-leaf clover for both tanks, you probably only need, well, if you want it to be like carpeting fast, I would do probably 2 in the edge, and in the flex, I'd probably go with 3 or 4 portions, and that would give you a decent amount to just let it really carpet out quickly. So, let's see. Would you like some rare Aussie Java moss? Only grows in 2 creeks in South Australia. I would love it. Where's all the bots? Dwarf 4-leaf clover, actually, I ordered, I have a box right here on the floor that I have to put away and update the inventory. It will be back in stock later on tonight. So make sure you keep a lookout for that. What's up, Killer Shark? Doug says, can you drop your website link into the chat? And Nisi took care of that for me. Thank you so much, Nisi. I need some immersed grown stuff for my dart frog vivariums. Well, a lot of the stuff that I have, pretty much other than the stem plants, comes in partially immersed grown or fully immersed grown, and I convert it, so it's still like partially being converted if you order anything. I could also specialty order you like bog-like plants and stuff like that if you're looking for it. So yeah, there's that. Austin says he likes my hair. Thank you so much, Austin. What's up, Oki? Chris, how's it going? Chris's Fish Room. Let's see what some people are saying on Instagram real quick. Puppies in the back, that they are. They're being very loud. I love what you do. Aquariums are beautiful. Can you do me a dedication in I don't know what that means. What's up, Lee? I can't wait to get a plant from you shipped today. Nice, Lee. I'm glad you you ordered. I appreciate it. You should have that within the next couple of days. So yeah. Want to do a crypt only with floaters for my 5.5 gallon blackwater beta tank. What do you think, or what do you recommend for the species? Have you ever used CFL bulbs in a desk lamp for a light? If so, what is the wattage? So I haven't used the bulbs. I typically just use all LEDs, but on a 5.5 gallon, it's rather small. I think you'll be fine. Probably anything that's a higher wattage is going to be good. I would say, if I had to take a guess, I would say anything over probably 60 watts is going to be good. And probably I would do like anything over 7500K just for brightness. It doesn't necessarily affect how plants are going to grow, but you'll get a brighter light, so when you're looking into it, it'll be nicer. That's what I would go with. As far as crypt species, so it's a small beta tank. So I'm guessing it's a square tank or a rectangle tank, not like a bowl. If it's a bowl, I mean, I guess it really doesn't make much difference. But I would probably do crypt parva. That's a really, it's like a tiny crypt. That once it fully converts, it's a tinier crypt. Crypt Wendiddy would be good. What else? Crypt lutea could be a background plant for a 5.5 gallon. It's not too big, but it would be too small for it to use as a foreground. Crypt in a small tank like that, but it could be used as a background easily. So you could do like that, then do crypt parva in front, and the crypt parva will lay low, and the lutea kind of will stand up. Or is it lutea or Lucian? It's Lucian, not lutea. Sorry, Lucian. As far as floaters, red root floaters are beautiful. They're one of my favorite ones. I also have dwarf water lettuce, frog bit, Salvinia culata, and Salvinia minima. You could do any of those. Those would all work fine. If I was to do only one, which I would advise only do like one floater, because when you have multiples, it's a pain in the butt. They get all entangled and stuff. I'd probably do red root floater. They look the prettiest. They get a bright red, and they grow rather quickly. So I mean, you'll have a ton of extras. So. Let's see. Crypt is the general species. What kinds are there? Also interested in Anubis. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I mean, those are some crypt species. Crypts are a generalized species. There's tons of them out there. There's a bunch of rare ones. I actually, if you missed my Monday video, which I'm trying to upload on Sundays, but I've been terrible at keeping up that schedule, so I don't know if it should just be a Monday thing or if I should try and do a Sunday or a Saturday. We'll see. Anubis is good. We have Nana. I did just get Nana Petite, but it won't be up on the website because we're bringing it to Chicago with us. Well, not me, but Kevin. He's bringing it for his tank. What else? There's Anubis Barterai, Anubis Lancelot, Anubis Effazelli, which I think is one of the more beautiful ones because it has a red rhizome. And there's tons of other Anubis. There's so many varieties. Doug says, Nisi says, Doug, before you buy anything, let me look over your list. If you need any help, you could also feel free to message me. I am a little bit behind in my replies. I'm getting so many now every day, and I don't want people to think that they shouldn't message me. You definitely should. Just realize it'll take me a little time to get to you. But I usually, for the most part, I believe I got it back to everybody. If I missed you, if I haven't responded in 2 days, reach back out to me, because either I missed you or I looked at your message and just completely forgot to respond or got sidetracked. So, yeah. Tori says, is the blue syphilandrid green wavy on your site converted to submerged ground? No. I would say it's like partially. It's not fully. I don't even think I have any in stock. I think I have 2 here, but I owe somebody 1. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a thing. Let's see if it's in stock on the website. Probably be a good thing to check. Yeah, no, it's sold out, but I do have 1. I do have an order boost coming in. It was supposed to be here today. Doesn't look like it's going to be here today, or at least I needed it by today. Probably going to be here tomorrow, I'm hoping, but I literally have to probably plop and drop it and go to the airport, so I don't even know. I just pulled a splinter off my desk. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to really organize it. I'm just going to have to stick it somewhere and hope. Can't wait to get my order. Nice, Dave. Yeah, Dave actually ordered Malaysian trumpet snails from me. So they're not up on the website yet, but I do have tons of babies. They actually really started to populate a lot. So I have probably 40 babies from 10. I started with 10. I have about 40 babies now in just under, a couple weeks. So it's looking pretty good with those. Those might be available on the website soon. We'll have to see how Dave gets his in. Make sure that they made it okay. So let me know, Dave, how they do. Favorite small Anubis variety? I would say the either Nana Petite or Effazelli. Effazelli is bigger than Nana Petite, but that red rhizome is really nice. Any specials for Black Friday? Well, there might be. We don't know. We shall see. Jake also says they can message me if they need help too. They could. Actually, Jake, I should make Jake an email. Jake at H2O Plants, so that way people can message him and be like, hey, is this plant good? And let him get bothered with all the questions. He'll be like, alright, no, never mind, delete my email. So, there might be Black Friday sales. I will tell you, if there is, it's only going to be for that weekend. And it's going to be very limited stock, of course, because, of what I have. So, I tell people not to wait. If you see something on the website, especially when it comes to like stem plants, anything that I grow specifically, it could be weeks before it's back in stock because I convert all the stem plants myself. I grow them, I don't buy them and then just sell them because I feel like they do better when they're fully converted and not just like, oh, I had it in my tank a week, here you go, and then it completely dies. So just keep it in mind. I have a tiny Anubis. These are sizes of match heads. I've never seen it on sale. What have I got? So it's most likely either Anubis bonsai. There's one that starts with a P, like Papagonia or something like that. I forget the spelling of it, but it's Papa something or PA something. Or maybe Nana Petite. It's probably not Nana Petite if it's that small, but it's probably one of the other two. Jay says, hey bro, just wondering, do the night blue lights do anything to a planted tank? I personally, when I experimented, and I did it very briefly when I first got into the hobby a couple of years ago, I had a Phoenix 24/7 light, one of those things. I was running it on my 55. I kept the blue light on. I put it on the 24/7 mode. Instantly got algae within like 3 days. So I personally don't think it does anything but allow algae to grow. And since then, I stopped using the blue lights entirely at night. I just let all the tanks go to sleep. And that's it. I will say, you know, from research, fish like at least some sort of moonlight system. So like the one tank behind me that's right. This is hard to do on camera. This one right here. I hate how it's like reversed. This one right here. This light stays on all night long in the dry start right now. And that's just because that light's on for 16 hours a day. So I'm baking those plants in there. There's actually in that dry start, which you'll soon see on YouTube, there is a plant in there that's worth $10 a stem, and it is my pride and joy, and I hope that it does well. Tori says, I just saw it was out of stock when I asked. No problem, Tori. But if you're looking for the Boost, the blue or the green wavy, message me. But I will also have Boost clumps back in stock very shortly when I get my import order. Hopefully it's here tomorrow. If not, it's going to be sitting in my office over the weekend. And I'm worried about it. So I may actually just drive to my office when I get back from the Aquatic experience, even though it's like 2 hours extra driving that I'm going to have to do. But I may want to get those plants then. Jess, we may just message you as we looked on your website. Doug from the North officially jumped on board and we are planning MTS, fully planted, etc. Oh, nice. Well, that's awesome. Malaysian trumpet snail is really good for those that aren't aware of it. In the goldfish tank, it's all white sand, and between the goldfish and the Malaysian trumpet snails and maybe the pleco that's in there, although I doubt it has anything to do with the pleco, the sand is still pure white. It's been set up for a couple weeks now, or longer than that. Probably 2 months, maybe a month and a half, 2 months. And other than one water change, which Jake just did yesterday, there's been no maintenance done. We haven't gravelled back anything. We haven't done anything. It's literally just the snails that are turning over the substrate and keeping it clean. So it's really good. They're also really beneficial to plants. If you have a planted tank and you have them, they bury down into the sand or gravel, and they kind of aerate it and also get nutrients and detritus to go down deeper so roots can absorb it. So this is all, you know, it helps with plant growth. The one thing, they are a nuisance. They multiply like crazy. They can multiply from just one. I think they're Aphroditic or whatever it's called, where they can basically clone themselves. They don't need a partner. So if you don't want a bunch of snails running around your tank, maybe not the best idea, but they are very beneficial to planted tanks. I will be having a video out on snails. I actually have to record it after this. Hopefully I can get it all recorded so I could edit it on the airplane to it. Do boosts need ferts? Every plant needs ferts, or should have ferts. It doesn't necessarily need it, but you do need some sort of nutrients. Think of it like your fish. Your fish need to eat. They're not going to survive without food. So do your plants. Plants can absorb it out of the water column. Adding fertilizer, like my Vital fertilizer, will help, or like other fertilizers out there will help. But I definitely recommend fertilizing. It just helps in general. It gives the plant everything it needs. Any petite on your page right now? It's not in stock, and it probably won't be until after we get back from Aquatic Experience. Mainly because I'm bringing everything I ordered today to the Aquatic Experience for the event for Kevin's tank that he escaped. If you're not familiar with Kevin, he was on last week's live stream towards the end. You should go back and rewatch that. He has a ton of knowledge, he's using it for his escape. Whatever he doesn't use, or if I don't know what we're doing with the tank yet. If you're going to the Chicago Aquatic Experience, we're either going to be raffling off his tank, selling his tank, or I'm going to take it home with me if I really like it. I don't know. I haven't seen it like in person all set up yet. I saw the rock work and stuff that he did, so it's going to be really cool. But yeah, we'll have to see when that point comes along. There you go. Anubis pangonia. Gonia. Something like that. Are the subscribed plant packages going to be on the Black Friday sale? So if they are on the Black Friday sale, it'll only be for that 1 month, so the December box essentially. So maybe I'll do like a $5 off or something. I'm looking at getting moss for the December pack, so you may want to get in on the moss sale, or the moss plant pack. It's going to be really cool. But with that said, right now, I'm capping it at 125. At least that's what I'm telling my supplier that I need. So my supplier's only getting 125. Enough to fulfill 125 of them. So I would say make sure you subscribe rather quickly. But I don't know if I'm going to do a sale on it or not. Who knows? Don't know. Advice for algae control. I have a 29-gallon with tons of stems, 6 swords, and a few other things. I think it's well stocked. There are some snails. Can't get the plants to outcompete the algae. So, finned friends, I would need to know how long is your light on for? How much are you feeding your fish? Are you dosing anything, and do you have any CO2? Do you have a favorite fish, like in general, or one that you have? So, I have a lot of fish now. I went from having only the one community tank to now having... That tank has fish in it. There's the goldfish tank. And then like 4 other tanks have fish in them right now. So I will tell you this. My favorite tank right now, to just like absolutely stare at in amazement, is that tank right there. What's in there is very interesting to look at. I'm awed by it every day I come in and the tank is different. That may give you a little hint onto what's in there. But it's absolutely amazing. My second favorite fish right now is the goldfish tank. I absolutely love that. I actually just introduced a schooling fish into it, which I'm going to update in another future video on the goldfish tank, and you guys can see what it's about. But it's really cool, and I like that tank as well. And then of course my community tank, but my killifish is driving me nuts, and I'm going to have to remove it very, very, very shortly. So. Samuel says, what was your reasoning or / motivation for starting your own business? Well, before all this, I was doing gaming videos on YouTube about 2 years before I started this. That was mildly successful, I guess. Like, it was like just starting to become something. I was, you know, like 4 years younger than I am now, so I just wasn't ready for it, I guess. I you know, thought I knew what I needed to know, but I clearly didn't, and you know, I kind of just fell out. There's also personal problems with that and everything, so I kind of gave up on that. But then when before I started this, you know, I got into the aquarium hobby, and I really liked it. And then I noticed that there was a gap for, you know, what I'm in now, as far as plants and whatnot. And I said, you know what, I enjoy doing it. I've really fallen in love with plants. Like, I like growing them, like seeing what they do and stuff. And I said, you know what, let me try this. And so far it's been good. But the real reason why I guess I got off my butt and did it was Gary Vaynerchuk. If any of you are familiar with him, he is a he has a YouTube channel. He has a business. He runs a bunch of things. But I watched one of his videos July of last year, and it just motivated me to start, because I was working on this idea for about 4 months, 6 months, something like that, and was just nervous, scared, didn't think I was going to succeed. I actually recorded on my phone pretty much the first month. It was like the first week, it was like the first month, and then like the second month I recorded like little clips on my phone, just like personal vloggeries, I guess, like a diary almost. And I remember one of them, I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I think I was like, I'm investing a lot of time, money, and energy into it, and I don't know if it's gonna be successful, because at the time, you know, I was getting 5 orders, you know, like, for all the money that I pumped in at that time, I was just like, you know what, I don't know if it's gonna, you know, work out to be profitable. It may just be a hobby. And you know, I still haven't yet paid myself anything. It's been 15 months essentially, and I've not paid myself anything from the business. And I actually owe myself quite a bit of money because I invested my own money back into it. You know, to set up the whole fish room and everything. So you know, there's a lot of sacrifice, and at some points you think to yourself, man, is this guy actually going to work out or not? Or am I just wasting my time? So, Finn Friend says it's long green stringy stuff to his algae problem. So if it's like, it might be a cladophora, or it may be like a hair algae. Typically that's caused with too much light, not enough light, too much ferts. It could be a couple things. So we'd have to know how long your light's on for him. Hey, I have some water spangles. Can I do anything to keep from destroying them myself? I am aware they are floater species that melt as soon as they're submerged. Water spangles. Isn't that Sylvinia? Why would you submerge them? Oh, geez, there's a bunch of comments here. Let's go back up here. Alright. Kyle wants to know how the Ludwigia White is doing. I think I may want to try something soon. How hard is it growing? Is it super slow? So, Ludwigia White. I originally lost all the ones that I had when I moved into the house. Since then, Jake actually just got some the other day from somebody on one of the Facebook groups, and he gave me 2 stems, which I planted. They are unstable stems. They reverted back to Ludwigia Cuba, or essentially Cuba, because that's what Ludwigia White is. It's a variation of Cuba essentially, and I'm going to try and regrow them and turn them back into the white stems that they were. So we shall see. Then they don't need a partner. I think it's called asexual. Oh, there you go. I am seeing new growth from your Vital X. Yay, Anna, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully that works out. Anna, for all of you that don't know, she was having some issues with Anubis plants, and I don't know if she had anything else, but Anubis was really giving her a hard time. We believe it was from low TDS, I think, or hardness, something like that. While most of the all-in-one fertilizers on the market have most of the things you need, Vital X has a higher concentration of things, and I think her water was either so soft or something with it wasn't balancing out right, and her plants really needed that. So she's using Vital X, and now I guess seeing new growth, which is nice to hear. You know, sometimes you think, oh, you know, yeah, you don't need fertilizer, because I grow plants without fertilizer, but everybody's situation is different. Your water chemistry is way different than mine. You may have nothing in your water or have too much of it, so it really depends. So having fertilizer as an additive really works. I use blue light for a couple of hours to show off my fiance's glowfish in tank. Well, that's a good, yeah, like glowfish and neon tetras, those are good for the blue light, but really, like, if you leave them on all night, you'll probably get algae. Like 2 or 3 hours isn't going to hurt anything, but if you leave them on, you know, if you run your light for 8 hours and then you run your blue lights for 16 hours, you're most likely going to get algae. So that's why I don't do it. Hello, everyone. Hello. The Bachelor. Kevin, last video will do. Would like a moss plant pack? Well, make sure you subscribe to the plant pack. I honestly, like, you know, I know the plant pack isn't for everybody, you know, like somebody emailed me and was like, hey, I really want to get your plant pack, but I only have a 2-gallon and a 5-gallon or something like that. They have 2 really tiny tanks. I'm like, honestly, it's not good for you. I'm not going to tell you to get it. But if you have enough tank space, or you have multiple tanks like, you know, I do, and most other people do that subscribe to it, I feel like it's good. You know, it's not so many plants at once. You get, you know, typically 3 to 4 different plants. And I mean, I feel like if you had like a 20-gallon or more, you'd have enough space for everything, at least a couple boxes. If you don't have multiple tanks, you'll probably fill up a 20-gallon within like 2 or 3 months. So, yeah. What's up, Fish Life? Understocked is well stocked for me, a lot more easier and pretty. Understocking a tank is definitely good. It works. Wish I could go to the aquatic experience. Aw, me too. Well, wait, I am going, but it's expensive. We're actually flying into Milwaukee Airport because Chicago was way too expensive. So, any luck with your stack horn algae? I shortened my light time and pulled a bunch off yesterday. If the tank has more plants, does that equal less algae? So the stack horn algae that I was having was in a couple of these tanks. For anybody that doesn't know, what it was doing is actually growing on. I mean, it's gonna be hard to see, but the white pipe right there. So it was growing on the outflow. My theory and why it was growing there is just too much flow, right? Because I have pond pumps that are pumping the water up. This isn't a canister filter. These things are rated to move lots of water. So the flow is just absolutely outrageous. Since then, I guess the pumps may be a little clogged to the point where the flow has dramatically reduced. So what I did is I cleaned the spray bars that I made out of PVC. I cleaned them off with, in the sink, burning hot water, scrubbed them clean, white, brand new looking, all that. And then I put them back on, and I haven't seen any new algae growth yet. So my theory of why it was caused is the too much flow. Flow has been reduced naturally. I didn't have to install the ball valves that I bought, which I'm going to do anyway because I know that's probably not good to keep the filters like that. So that's a project that I'm going to do when we get back from Chicago. But yeah, so that's how I got rid of it, at least for right now. I could be wrong, it could come back. A couple plants that we did clean out of the third tank there had some staghorn and just black hair algae and blackbeard algae growing on it. But once it kind of infects something, I feel like it's a lost cause to try and get it off of there. Like, yeah, you'll get it off of there, but I feel like it's going to keep coming back. So my best method of getting rid of it is remove as much as you can manually. Remove infected plants. Like, if you have a stem and part of the stem is infected, remove that entirely. Leave the portion that's not. And I feel like algae, and I mean, I'm not a scientist, I haven't done any research, but I feel like algae, even though you need excessive light and all these things to grow, I feel like even if you do that, unless you have something that eats it, like Siamese algae eaters or Amanos or something that keeps it clean, even if you clean the leaf, it's still going to come back. And that's just because it's affecting weak leaves or stems or weak parts of the plant, that it's just going to continuously come back. I could be wrong about this, but that's just what I've found in my personal experience with it. And I feel like removing infected areas are like the quickest solution that you could come up with. Leave the healthy bits, remove anything that's infected, and just try and combat it so it doesn't infect those leaves and stuff. Whoa, geez, a lot more questions here. Holy crap. Okay. No CO2. Use only the sun for light. It's in the window. Use liquid ferts, half a dose, just 5 fish. Wanted to focus on plants for the first time. Window faces west, so evening sun. Natural light does grow algae like crazy, like Killer Shark says. So yeah, you definitely have too much light, most likely. That could be the #1 issue that I would look at. So what I would do is maybe put a curtain or some kind of sun dampening thing there. It doesn't need to completely block out the sun, but just something that will restrict the light. Or I mean, I don't know if you're home during the day, lower the shades maybe partly through the day. It really depends. It's true, it's very hard to make money off the aquarium hobby. I don't feel like it's... I feel like you can make money, but I feel like it depends on what you want to do, right? If I wanted to stay small and just sell plants, and this was it. If this was all that I wanted to do, I have a couple tanks set up, just selling plants, whatever, I could make money, right? It would be a decent amount of money. It wouldn't be anything crazy, but my goals are way bigger than that. I want a warehouse set up by next year, or starting to be set up by next year. That's my goal. So in order to reach my goal, I have to work like crazy. I have to move a bunch of product. I have to introduce new products because there's only so many plants people are going to buy. So I have to, like the hardscapes that we're getting into, the fertilizer, the other stuff that I'm going to be rolling out soon. There's in order to make what I want to happen with the warehouse and how I wanted to set it up, is I need to make more money to make that possible. And the only way to do that is sell more product, essentially. So, because I don't believe in the whole kickstarting, asking for free money and not giving anything in return. That's part of the reason why Plant Pack got started, is because I didn't want to take people's money through like a GoFundMe or something, but I did need some financial help getting the rest of this set up, as well as I wanted to provide a product. So that's when the Plant Pack kind of came to fruition, and I was like, you know what, I can do this. It helps kind of support what I'm doing, but at the same time allows me to give you a quality product. And so far, the the last box and this box will most likely lose me money. So I don't think it worked out quite the way I planned. So we'll see. What's your favorite fish? I already went over that, but it's really what's in this tank right here. Hey! Hey! Stop it. Perhaps better to cover the back of the tank and add 2.0 light. I would definitely cover a portion of the tank, or just diffuse the light a little bit if possible. What plants grow better if I turned on my aquarium moonlight when I sleep? No plants would grow better. Maybe just floating plants, but that's it. Every time my Anubis grows a new leaf, I have a little party. They grow so darn slow. That they do. Those Anubis filled a 10 gallon. Those things were beast. Well, that's yeah. I guess those Anubis last month were really good. I'm hoping that the swords are equally as good. I ordered. There is 4, and that's just because I wanted to get some really uncommon species. I was only able to get, like, I wanted everything to be uncommon, but I was only able to get, what did I get? 2 kind of uncommon species, and the other 2, like, I sometimes have. So you get 4 swords in this month's box. You know, I want to make sure the value is there. I was actually thinking about just completely eliminating the card that's in the box that shows you what each thing is priced at, because I feel like kind of harping on that too much. I don't want it to be about, oh yeah, you get $40 worth of stuff for $30. I want it to be like, you get a sample pack of plants, because a lot of people, when they got the plants, they were like, I want more of this Anubis, this is great, send me more. And I didn't order enough. I only had 5 of each extra. That's just because I ordered that just in case you know, somebody's order got lost, it melted during shipping, you know, it melted while I had it here. I just wanted extra to have, and they all did phenomenal, so I had 5 more, and people bought it like that. Literally, it was sold out the second I uploaded it. So I ordered 10 extra of each sword just to have, and I'm assuming that'll probably go very quickly as well. It's coming from the same supplier as the Anubis, so I'm assuming that if the Anubis was good, that the swords will be equally as good. So maybe people can split with a friend if they have a smaller tank. So that's what I said. I was like, you know, if you have a friend that's into aquariums, you know, you could always get 1 pack and then split it. Or, you know, if you get a plant pack and maybe, you know, like the swords. I got a bunch of people actually emailed, oh, I don't know about swords. I'm not a fan of swords. I'm like, well, you know, there's going to be some uncommon stuff, which there is. If you don't like what's in there, you could always bring it into your local pet store. Maybe they'll take it as store credit and exchange it for something, you know. Of course, it won't be completely what you spent on it, but maybe you like 1 or 2 out of them, and then you didn't like the other 2, and you bring it to your local fish shop. Say, hey, I got these 2 plants. Can I exchange them for anything? Let's see. Dosing banana can help with stagworm. Damn, big worm. You're going to drive right past my house on your way to Chicago. Safe travels. Don't speed in Milwaukee country. Well, nice, kitty. Appreciate it. I'm actually going to be Ubering, so I don't have to drive. I'm not renting a car. We're going to probably be... I'm going to be tired because I'm working all day tomorrow. I got to come home. Got to do a bunch of stuff before we leave. Luckily, we're only 5 minutes from the airport, so it's not too far. But yeah. Is it true that iron should be together with potassium in order for it to be absorbed? They say iron cannot be absorbed in plants without potassium. I only have iron but no potassium. Not available here. So I have heard that as well. I am not a scientist. I haven't done any research. I haven't like fully tested it to see. But from the research that I've done, it is apparently true that yes, you need potassium for iron to be absorbed, as well as I assume other nutrients. You know, your body can't metabolize certain things without other things present. So I assume it's the same for plants and most other life on Earth. You need something to react with something else. And that's why I'm saying, like, using an all-in-one fertilizer that has everything gives you everything. So all the chemical compounds and processes that need to happen inside of a plant can, because you have everything available. It's like building a house without, you know, if you're building a brick house, you need the bricks and you need mortar. If you don't have mortar and you're just stacking bricks, it's not going to work out the best way for you. Are there any red plants that will stay red and low tech with no CO2? Cat asks. Yes. So there's several different species. Some of the more common ones is red tiger lotus, which is a bulb plant, shoots up lily pads, looks really nice. It's one of my favorite ones. I actually ordered, I think I have 60 in this box down here, if I remember correctly. I hope I ordered them. I had dwarf aquarium lily, which is slightly larger, better for bigger fish, but can do well. Each one is interchangeable. The red tiger lotus has stripes on its lily pads, where the dwarf aquarium lily is just a solid reddish pinkish color. There's also Alternia renaki and Alternia renaki mini and other variations of that, or AR for short, because I can't pronounce the name. Those are also up on the website. I think I have one portion of AR left. Those stay red under low light. I have them in a vase upstairs that are still bright red. The stem, the leaves, everything. It just gets natural light from the window. Doesn't even get direct light, so it works out good. Another one is Ludwigias. Ludwigia is like dark red, SP red, hybrid red. They'll all stay red. Pretty much SP red does the best from my experience, but hybrid red is a similar variation, and I believe that'll probably do equally as well. What else? I'm trying to think. I think that might be it that I know of. Oh, and crypts. You could red crypts. Red crypts will essentially be red under low light. So. Is there any special tips for fixing a CO2 solenoid that stopped opening up after 3 months? I personally don't know, John. I would maybe take it to your local CO2 supplier, maybe a paintball store or something like that. They might be able to help you out better. Or Google is your friend. Oh, I just realized my microphone is mad far away, and then it's like not even facing the right way. Alright, so Michael is asking, like, if Sylvinia goes under the water surface, will it die? I know it does melt if caught underwater. I've had another plant that melted as soon as the top was wet. Yes. So, that is true. Most floating plants, when they get wet, they will die. So, the best way is just try not to get them wet, really. There really isn't any other way. So just real quick question on Instagram, which I want to answer, and then I'll get back to the YouTube ones. Have you done a video about your planted bays? So yes, I actually did a planted bays video on YouTube. You could check back a while ago. We've rescaped one of the vases upstairs. I have to do a new update video because the algae didn't disappear. It was green dust algae in the water column. It didn't disappear. It's still there. We actually just recently moved the tanks out of the way, so I'm going to go do a bunch of maintenance. I'm also going to rescape them because we're having Thanksgiving at my house. So all of them are going to be rescaped in different manners, so there's going to be a complete video on that probably within the next month. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Bro, a warehouse, or you're going to be the next Petco for aquarium plants? Well, that is the goal. I mean, the warehouse, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you get a greenhouse, you know, which makes sense, but not for what I want to do. While, yes, greenhouses would be better for growing plants, the warehouse is the next smart move for several reasons, which I'm not going to go into now, but growing plants is not the only thing that I want to do. So, good job with the featured plants on the homepage. Never would have looked at bought Ludwigia hybrid red without it. Well, thank you. Yeah, so that is right now the featured plants are the ones that featured items are the ones that I most recently added to the website. So there's probably other plants that are buried in that list. I'm trying to work out a good way of figuring out that, but the website is getting an upgrade here very, very soon. I'm still working on it. I'm customizing the layout, developing different things. So the new website I think is a lot better looking, even though this one's very clean. The new one is a little less clean, I feel, but better optimized for things. So like Just the interface, the user interaction is really what matters. I mean, as much as it looks modern now, I feel like there's lacking in the user side. Like it can be a bit complicated for people. So I want to try and get it to be much smoother for you guys on your end. So that's what I'm shooting for. When will the flamingo crypts be available, if ever? Unless they're tissue cultures or I find a supplier, probably not for a while. And my hair is all getting messed up here. I actually didn't shower after I got my hair cut. I have to go shower and fix my hair. So yeah, no, the crypt flamingos, while they are growing, I haven't had any, well, I've had like 1 or 2 small babies, but I recently uprooted them to pot them, so hopefully that will ensure better growth. I feel like it will, so we shall see what happens with that. What's your advice on transferring plants from different tanks in the home? Quarantine needed? Unless you have a pest that you don't... Shut up, Jake. Unless you have a pest, like, say you have snails in a tank and you don't want to bring those snails over to the new tank, then, yeah, you may want to quarantine or bleach dip or anything like that. But if you're bringing plants from one tank to another, unless that tank is completely out of control, I would just move them. I transfer stuff here all the time. Matter of fact, if you take a plant that's in a tank with a ton of algae and then you put a plant in another tank that has no algae and it's completely cycled and fine and you know everything's good, that algae should essentially disappear. I was actually reading Tom Barr, some comments from Tom Barr, and if you're not familiar with Tom Barr, he's a well-known plant enthusiast on the Facebook groups, very knowledgeable person, many years in the hobby, and has so much experience. He was saying that he's taken plants with blackbeard algae out of a tank, put them in one of his tanks that he has that runs no CO2. It's dirted tank with I don't know, like 8 hours of sunlight or something, and he says he puts it in there and blackbeard algae disappears, and it's just because of the chemistry of the tank. So you know, it just goes to show like each tank can be different. Like I said, I had tanks here that have staghorn algae. None of my other tanks have staghorn algae. So I know it couldn't have been water, it couldn't be dosing, it had to have been flow, because the only thing that's different about these tanks than the other tanks is the flow. So, process of elimination, found out. Can you look over at the Instagram page? Oh god. Did you get a haircut? I did. Fangirl. Oh my god. Shut up, Christian. People on Instagram trolling. And I'm not fangirl. Tom Barr is cool. I mean, Kevin's knowledgeable too. I just gave Kevin a shout out a few minutes ago. Listen, I give props to people that are more knowledgeable than me. I will admit I don't know everything. Any red Wendiddy in stock? I actually got some today. I got 30 pieces, so they will be up on the website tonight. So if you're looking for plants, they're not in stock. Maybe they'll be updated tonight. If they're not in stock tonight, though, they won't be in stock until sometime next week or the week after that. Let's see. Would it work to do an all-in-one fur with extra iron, or it has to be balanced? To get rid of your algae, is that what you're asking? Oh, I got a minute and a half left on Instagram. Kevin's a genius, he is. What is the best plants for a neon tetra tank? Really anything. I mean, you could put anything in there. How do you pronounce Wendiddy? Wendiddy? I don't get why people go crazy for high-tech when low-tech stuff is so much more awesome looking than high-tech, just my opinion. Well, it's a matter of your personal opinion, you know. If you look on Instagram on one of the photos I posted today of Christian's tank, one of the guys from Brooklyn Hardscapes, his was a high-tech tank with, it looked like maybe 6 different stem plants. Absolutely beautiful. You have all these different colors that play off each other, and it looks amazing. But I've also seen jungle tanks that are just all low-tech, Anubis, Vowels, Amazon Swords, Crypts, just overgrown, and they look awesome as well. So it really matters what you like, and each tank is different. I just feel like, you know, there's a place for everything. High-tech is where the real gangsters are. Shut up, Jake. Shut up. Wouldn't the potassium in the vital root tabs go with dosing liquid iron? Yes and no. Well, yeah, they are absorbing some potassium. It may not be enough. They may be using all that potassium up and still needing to use more. So that's a possibility. Remember, it's just because you have a little bit of potassium doesn't mean you have enough to sustain all that extra iron if you're dosing. So, my nose is itchy. JW says, oh no, okay. Later, Killer Shark. And Instagram is down. Let's share this. We only had 21 viewers. That's odd. I feel like there was a lot more. No, that was definitely wrong. We had 21 viewers in the very beginning. Back up here on Instagram. We are live on YouTube. Dropping the link. Check us out. youtube.com/H2O-Plants. Oh, and just so you guys know, we will be live streaming, or at least I'm going to attempt to live stream on Friday, possibly Saturday also, at the Aquatic Experience. So, if you're not following us on Facebook, do so, because that's where we're most likely going to live stream at, or Instagram. May do a YouTube live stream for like an hour, maybe. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. Can't make promises, but definitely on either Facebook or Instagram, assuming we have service, because it's all going off my phone. And I don't know how, I don't know if, one, there's Wi-Fi, and two, if there's, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, baby. Brooklyn Hardscape. Is that Kevin or Christian who's watching me? Are you excited to see Challenge the Wild? Of course, bro. James is my boy. Oh, knocked the camera. There we go. What's up, Sandy? Nope. Yeah, so if you guys are, can't make it to the Aquatic Experience, we'll make sure you you follow us on Instagram or Facebook so you can check it out if you're interested. How long have we been streaming for? Oh, so we got about. Oh, it's Kevin. All right. But we are about at the 56-minute mark, so I heard Christian's bringing his ADA jacket. Christian better bring his ADA jacket. Christian, if you don't bring the ADA jacket, Kevin's going to definitely lose. So, hope the hotel ramped up their bandwidth. I'm hoping so. Packing now to set out to AE. Nice. Yeah, I got your plants here, so you gotta stop by and pick them up. So yeah, I'm going to stream for about 10 more minutes, and then I really have to go do stuff. I have to put all these plants away. I have to go film the video for Saturday or Sunday or Monday, whenever I choose to upload it. I got to clean up a bunch of things. I have to set up and get ready, get all the tanks ready to go. And yeah. Let's see. Justin, what are your thoughts on Eco Complete? Can keep it in place, the goldfish, destroy it? It seems too light. I've never kept it with goldfish. I use it in my community tank, which works out great. I might not go with that. Oh, well, look at that. One of the guys that bought one of the pre-made scapes just emailed me. He says, oh, thank you very much. Rocks are great. I hope to make a nice aquascape with them soon. Nice, Edward. If you're watching, you're welcome. If you guys didn't know, we're selling pre-made scapes. The scapes that are on the website right now were made by Alex, who actually beat Kevin in the 2017 Reefapalooza Fresh Fest aquascaping competition. Jesus, that's a long name. It was his first competition that I know of, and he won first place, so that's something. Soon, Kevin and Christian from Brooklyn Hardscape will be doing custom scape packages as well as pre-made scapes on the website. We're going to have more hardscape coming in very soon. We do have some dragonstone left over, so if you're looking for like any sort of thing, we can still put it together. We have enough to probably make like 3 more scapes out of. And yeah. How many aquatic experiences have you been to? Would love it if it were in Boston. I've never been to well, I've been to the Reefapalooza. That was my first one, and this will make my second overall fish convention. But I hear next year it's going to be around this area, so I hope so. When is Plant Pack going out? Sorry if you answered this. Sorry. Plant Pack is going to be going out next Monday. It goes out the second Sunday. Well, it gets packed up the second Sunday of every month, assuming that we don't have, you know, way too many. I think we could probably do about 120 in a day, maybe more, probably slightly more. So if we ever break at that limit, then it'll probably be like most will ship out on that Monday, and then the following will ship out the Wednesday. So. Do you know if African dwarf frogs can go with Cory cats or corridors? I personally don't, but maybe somebody here in the chat could answer. Did you ever get dragonstones or cereal? I got both. I keep my goldfish with a bunch of plants, and he only eats dead leaves. Well, that's awesome. I will tell you something. The goldfish that I have there do not bother any of the plants whatsoever. They have been destroying the duckweed, which is what I wanted. I put a bunch of floating plants in that tank to allow them to eat the duckweed off of it, and the whole thing was filled with duckweed. They ate all of it. It took them about a week, but they absolutely destroyed it, and their bellies were huge for weeks, or for days. I was worried that they actually overate. I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is good for them. But, I mean, it's duckweed, so it's clearing out their system, if anything. Probably really good. Have fun in Chicago. Thank you, Famous. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out the live stream if you're, you know, wanting to check it out. My birthday is in November. Too bad I can't get a discount because I made my account a week ago. Keep up the great work. You're growing quickly. Thank you, Reef Tank. Well, you'll get your thing soon. What's up, Jen? How's it going? I gotta pin this comment. I forgot to pin this. Pin comment. Okay, there we go. Alright, so if anybody has any last questions or anything, now is the time. If not, I'm going to be heading out to stock the tanks up with what I got in. It wasn't a huge delivery, just a couple minor things that I needed to get. And next week we'll have more stuff in. And my hair is all over the place. I have to go shower and really style this now. JJ's Aquarium says, yes, dwarf frogs and Corys are both very peaceful, so they will be just fine. There you go. How's the wifey? She is good. She will also be at the Aquatic experience, but only briefly, probably Friday morning. I don't see her spending any more time there other than that, so. Do you have experience with reef tanks? I saw on your recent story that you want to do coral too. I want to do coral. I have no experience with reef tanks though yet. You know, I've mentioned it before. I have H2O reefs, both the domain, all the accounts, everything like that. I just haven't done it. Did the video stop? Oh no. Okay. Looks like it stopped. What's up, Aquatic Life MS? Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. I hope to see you at the Chicago Aquatic Experience if you're going. I cut that pinto into 2 portions and they both have their first lead babies. Nice. Would you do custom cereal mock-ups? I can. I just don't have a whole lot of cereal stone left, so it depends on how big of a tank. But Justin, do you mix the Eco Complete with small rock substrates? I mix the Eco Complete with black diamond blasting sand, so it's a finer sand. And it really helps to stick the plants in. It's better at anchoring them, essentially. Yeah, what new rocks are coming? Well, it's going to be more Cereostone, most likely, more Dragonstone, and maybe a couple other things, so we'll see. I also have to order more wood and other stuff. But that will be in the future weeks here. Alright, guys. I am going to go put stuff away. You can check it out. Maybe I'll live stream on Instagram, putting stuff. But I will see you at Chicago if you're going. If not, tune in for the live stream. So, guys, I will see you later. Peace out.